pardon, because we were talking about the Trump pardons, and the other word of the day was taco, which is Trump always chickens out. Taco, that's the not my nickname, but the nickname that many Wall Street traders were giving this president for his tariff policy, saying that the taco policy was that he'll start with new tariffs one day, high amount, then all of a sudden the tariff goes back down, et cetera, and that we really can't get a firm trade policy at all from this gentleman. We just have to kind of go with the flow. So I wanted to take a break from that because indirectly you can get overwhelmed by news. I do want to give you some announcements though. There are some positive programs going on in the next few days that I did want to tell you about. And I don't want to, prevent our community from still becoming involved. And I do want to encourage you to still always be involved because no matter how much, craziness goes on, we need folks in the community to step up and, oops, what is that? Step up and, help us to make change. We can still have change happen in this community. We can still make a positive impact on others within this community, so within our community. So we are going to still try to tell you what's going on, what's happening, places that you can be engaged in so that you can help usher change in our community. I want to shout out everybody who is watching online. Big up everybody. I'm always trying to get my YouTube right. The YouTube is never quite right. I do try, guys. I really do. But sometimes my camera wants to act up and doesn't want to be as good to me as I hope it is. But big up everybody watching online. Big up everybody watching on the apps. You know that Voice of the Caribbean is also an app. And you can take us with you wherever you go. Just check us out in the App Store. Download it. And you, near and far, when you're going overseas, when you're here home, you can rock with us. Today is a Fire Friday, and I really enjoy. This is one of my favorite days of the week. I always tell you that because our DJs go in. Our DJs have a great time in, helping to ease some of the stress of the week. So I always look forward to listening to the drive time, especially. But later on in the evening, baby, it's going to be fire. That's what we call it, Fire Fridays. But I wanted to give you some public service announcements when it comes to events and things that are going on in the community. People are still helping to register people to vote. This is true. So even though, like I said, there's a lot of turmoil going on. Well, wait, first, before we go any further, let me first say listen, the tariff court battle is heating up, right? Yesterday, I went in detail how a court, the United States Trade Court in New York, had overturned the Trump administration's ability to issue tariffs, saying that this president is outside of the bounds of the office of the presidency. That tariff policy and foreign trade is only supposed to be handled by Congress, right? The legislative branch of government. 3 branches of government: executive, legislative, and judicial, right? Judiciary. Executive being the president, legislative being, yep, you got it. I will make sure the class is paying attention, right? The Congress, right? The United States House of Representatives, 435 members in equally populated districts distributed evenly out throughout the United States. And we also have 100 United States senators. That is the more powerful body because it's only 2 per state. Anyhow, we saw a court now Wednesday, say that according to U.S. states law, that Trump has no right to set tariffs and be playing around with the tariffs the way he has been playing. So they ruled, the 3-judge panel ruled that, nope, there needs to be an immediate stop, and gave the Trump administration 10 days to reverse all of the tariffs, right? The tariffs that we've been hearing about, 145% it started out with against Chinese goods, high tariffs against our friends, Mexico and Canada, and of course, European Union, United Kingdom, all of those people. Well, another day, another court ruling, the battle is heating up. And apparently, an appeals court has reversed the day before his ruling and said, well, temporarily, we're going to allow the tariffs to stay in place. So the court battle is heating up. It is not over till it's over, folks. I do think this probably will end up in the Supreme Court of the United States. But according to the updates that we're seeing, according to the AP News, a federal judge on Thursday extended an order blocking the Trump administration's attempt on the student population at Harvard. So we also spoke about Trump trying to, or the Trump administration trying to block foreign students at Harvard, saying that they are a threat to security here in the United States, when we know some of the biggest influence we have over the world is our education system, and people paying and wanting to come to the United States to pay for a good education, being exposed to our culture, being exposed to our values, the democratic values we once stood on and proclaimed to the world that we're the best way of governing people and allowing people to live free. However, we see this personal attack from Donald Trump against Harvard University. Well, maybe I won't say personal. Some people believe that it's personal, allegedly. But it seems like he has put his administration on notice that he wants to stop Harvard from having any more foreign students. And remember, a quarter of Harvard's enrollees are from overseas. The number one country that sends students here now in the United States is actually India. They just surpassed China. But to give you an idea, almost 280,000 foreign students, non-U.S. citizen students, come to the United States every year. It's $1 billion industry. Our United States higher educational industry undertakes in educating everyone around the world, people who want to come here, right? And it also enhances the United States' population, our student population, from having them be exposed to people from around the world, how they think, their cultures, right? Because these are the future leaders. These are the people they will be doing, both politics and business with in the future. So the open exchange of ideas is enhancing both actual countries, right? The United States and whatever country the foreign student comes from. Well, the judge on Thursday decided, a judge on Thursday, a federal appeals judge on Thursday, allowed President Trump to continue. Wait, hold on. I got two news stories open at once. I wanted to talk about the Harvard ban first. The Harvard ban has been blocked temporarily by a federal court. And as I've been talking about when it comes to the tariffs, I'm looking at the AP News, and their wire changes and updates quite frequently. The Associated Press today is also reporting that, as I stated, Wednesday, a court of three judges, a three-judge panel, said that the Trump administration had to stop the tariff law making because they don't have actual legal authority. And now, yesterday on Thursday, the next highest court determined that it would reverse that ruling and allow temporarily Donald Trump's administration to continue collecting tariffs under the Emergency Economic Powers Act. This is what he's claiming gives him authority, because otherwise it is Congress, United States House of Representatives, and the United States Senate that has, under law, according to the three-judge panel, that actually have the ability to set and make tariffs and to change tariffs and bring them up and bring them down. It should not be the president, but the president has been using an Emergency Powers Act from the 70s to say this is an emergency. And this is this emergency law that was passed by Congress gives the president, in a case of an emergency, the ability to set tariffs. And he's saying this, in fact, is an emergency right now. So a federal appeals court on Thursday allowed President Trump to continue collecting tariffs under an emergency powers law for now, as his administration appeals, meaning they want to go up to the next highest court, right? They're saying the three-judge panel erred. They're wrong. Appeals court, next highest court. Can you take a review of this case and tell them they're wrong and they didn't decide it properly? So while they're taking their second bite of the apple, that's why I love the American judicial system. When you first get a result of a case, you can always appeal it. Most countries do not have that, where you have the next highest court. And of course, we go all the way up to the Supreme Court, both the Supreme Court here in Florida and the Supreme Court of the United States, depending if it's state law or if it's federal law. Put on my lawyer hat today. But the administration has decided, yes, it will appeal an order striking down the bulk of its signature set of tariffs, the main economic policies, which was struck down on Wednesday. So the court battle is still ongoing, you guys. We don't have an outcome just yet. And again, earlier, a federal judge blocked Trump's use of the law to impose tariffs, which was handed down on Wednesday, finding that Trump had overstepped his legal authority. That's what the 3-judge panel at the U.S. Court of International Trade ruled on Wednesday. So we got back and forth going. I think it will go all the way up to the Supreme Court. We talked yesterday about pardons and who received a pardon, and it seemed to be Trump's political friends or Trump's political foes that were given the opportunity to no longer have to serve a sentence that they were required to and awarded by a court. It seems as if, and many have been speculating, that it seems like possibly the relationship you have to the president and to his administration, the money perhaps that you've donated, or your political affiliation might actually have influenced whether or not he received a pardon. You receive the ability to walk away with a clean record. Now, a lot of people would love this privilege of a pardon. I actually saw online yesterday that, I don't know if you guys watched on Netflix, the show The Tiger King. I saw that the Tiger King was upset that he saw all these pardons going out and he didn't get one. And I'm like, how are people tweeting? I guess other people might be tweeting from his account, or posting on social media, on whatever medium from his account. But I was thinking about it. I was like, the Tiger King boy must be hot. Because if you don't know that story, the Tiger King is a guy actually from Florida. You know, I got to be a Florida man. That had a tiger so-called sanctuary, but was under federal law charged and convicted with, I believe, some sorts of animal cruelty and things when it came to illegally hosting a bunch of wild animals, right? Exotic, as they call it, exotic animals. Joey, what's his name? The Tiger King's name? So anyway, there are people that are sitting in prison right now, in federal prison, that are saying, Mr. Trump need to help me, because he's helped out some reality stars, Todd and Julie Chrisley. They were convicted of cheating banks, evading taxes, and to the tune of $30 million. They are known from their top-rated reality show, Chrisley Knows Best. And they are now free. I saw the video with them in the car riding with their daughter, Mr. Todd Chrisley, showing off his muscles from prison. I don't know what's going on up there, but they said he was joking that he's much stronger now, feel my muscles and stuff. The man was supposed to serve 12 years, Todd Chrisley. But I think he served maybe just over 2, right? Other big news, Mr. Elon Musk has finally stepped away from Doge. He stepped out of his position. He was a federal temporary employee. And under that classification or designation, he only was supposed to be working 130 days. And today is 130 days. Can you believe this? 130 days since Elon Musk joined the Trump administration in this entity that they made up called Doge. So-called, it's not a government agency, but they made it an entity called Department of Government Efficiency, where they slashed all of these federal jobs, supposedly in order to cut the deficit. They said their goal was to cut how much the United States owes its creditors. We're paying for things that we don't really have cash flow for, right? Taxes are not enough right now to cover how much we spend. We are spending more than we bring in as a country. So Elon Musk, under that pretense, I don't know if that was his only goal, came through with a sledgehammer saying that he was going to downsize government, and tens of thousands of American workers who work for the federal government in the last, can you believe it, 130 days, have lost their jobs, lost their livelihoods. And we as the American people, we have lost institutional knowledge. These people who have been working there for years, they made it seem like everybody was a freeloader and they weren't doing much and they had no purpose. But when we think about the Environmental Protection Agency, when we think about the Department of Education, when we think about the Department of Health, the inspection of food, scientific research, and approval of drugs and approval of food. When we think about all the ways in which the government touches our lives, are we going to be happy and more safe in the end? I just don't know. We have folks who are very dismayed by the tumultuous and very aggressive way that Elon Musk came into the White House, being, a person that wasn't elected. They elected Donald Trump. And the billionaire in chief, or I guess the vice president, wait, what happened to J.D. Vance? I don't know. Elon was acting more like the VP, many would argue. And he came in with no accountability to voters for 130 days to slash and burn, and that's what he did. He took out jobs. He took out entire agencies. The USAID, our foreign assistance agency, cut all aid to some dire regions of the world where the United States used to have its long arm of diplomacy through humanitarian efforts, where people and their governments have collapsed. The U.S. was there as a maybe so-called big brother to help sustain some folks who were on the brink of famine, but they're gonna be literally hungry thanks to Elon. But they say America first. That's what they say. Not knowing that parts of that policy help to influence and have America increase its influence in other regions of the world. So who's going to fill those gaps, you think, guys? If America is no longer feeding the poorest of the poor around the world, or helping in the most war-torn and unstable parts of the world, who fills the vacuum? Who do you think? In regions of Africa, in the Caribbean, where we used to have the influence over what happened, at least by helping to bring humanitarian food assistance. And remember, our farmers are the ones that we bought it from, right? So our farmers, we bought the food from them. Then we distributed to the poorest of poor around the world. No more. Thank you, Elon. I don't know if I thank him, but that's what he did. Nonetheless, that's what he did. So we're looking back at the 130 days of Elon Musk. What did you think about it? Do you think Doge was effective? Do you think Doge served the will of the American people? You can give me a call, 850-446-0562, 850-446-0562. I also wanted to bring some events that are coming up. I know there is a couple of Democratic Club meetings. You can look up on Eventbrite, but there's also another platform I wanted to bring to your attention. Let me go to my little notes here, because I wanted to tell you about some community events. There are people actually registering people to vote. I know that will be taking place at Esplanade Park, which is downtown Fort Lauderdale. They have the first of the month. You guys ever been to the jazz brunch out there? It's really cool. It's a citywide brunch, open air brunch throughout the Las Olas waterway. And there are people that are going to be meeting every one of those first Sundays brunches, jazz brunches, to help register people to vote. I also saw there was an upcoming business symposium by Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Let me get my attachments open here on my email, because I had opened it up to tell you more about it. But I got to take a quick break, y'all. If you have any announcements of any community events, you can also feel free to call me. Why not? Come on the air and let us know what you got going on. 850-446-0562. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked. I appreciate y'all tuning in. We got more Suzette Speaks show right after this break.
Wrongful death and sexual abuse cases. We know it is impossible to go longer than 5 minutes before you hear a commercial from another personal injury lawyer. I am here today to tell you there's a difference in who you choose to represent you in your personal injury case. Experience and client service matters when it comes to choosing your personal injury lawyer.
I'm so tired, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Happy Friday, y'all. I was like, why is this not on? And it's because I had other mics on. Go figure. Hey Stephanie, it was effective bringing him the devastation loss of the families and ourselves. It's so baffling to me how that. Yep. I agree with all that. It is baffling, my darling. Let me fix my earring while I'm here. My earring decides to have an imploding moment. And I was like, why are we doing that?
With personal injury, workers' compensation.
But yeah, happy Friday. What do you got planned? Yeah. Oh, I got to tell them I'm actually going to a gala. I won't be hosting, but I'm going to a gala tomorrow.
For more information, 954.
Yeah. So, and then right after this, I'm going to my little cousin's 8th grade graduation. I'm really excited about that. So she's so sweet, and I'm grateful to be able to support her. My earring broke in the car. I'm trying to fix it real quick. I hope everybody's having a good day, though. Let me turn off the monitor so I don't get a copyright strike. Yeah, I don't know what people are going to be doing this weekend. How come this doesn't? Oh, it did latch. Duh, fixed it. Superstar. Let's go. I'm having a lunch tomorrow. Are you? Good for you, Stephanie. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some more live stream and get my watch numbers up, man. But that is to come. Got my, what is this? Fake, what do they call Stanleys? Yay. Trying to get my water in. Thank you. She's like a niece, but she's my actual cousin. But yeah, 8th grade. Ain't she won 8th grade prom queen? Let's go. I helped her get ready. And she won her 8th grade prom queen last Saturday. So this week is graduation. A lot of graduations going on. Actually, I need to mention that on the show. I didn't really want to talk news today, but I had a caller that was supposed to call in, but then he told me he can't call in. So I have pivoted to news. See if there's anything else I want to bring up that is pressing outside of Mr. Trump. I don't really want to talk about the Diddy trial, but I guess maybe people might be interested in Diddy. I need to change my angle for my recording here on. Let's see if I can record inside here too. That's a weird angle. I don't like that angle. I like it when it's more lit. We have like an overhead camera. Yeah, I think I'll use that overhead camera instead. Anyway, I hope everybody's having a great day. But literally, I'm dashing to the graduation right after the show. I do not have any callers. If you guys want to call me, you can call me here, 850-446-0562, 850-446-0562. That's the number to the line to the station if you don't want to make any comments about anything. I have been having problems with my phone with my StreamYard, so I need to actually probably just go to I don't know, like a T-Mobile and get it, because for some reason I don't know what happened in my settings, and I've been trying to fix it. I can't. Which is, it blocks a certain amount of my pop-ups, and it's.
Thanks, Western Union, for your support.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So for whatever reason, I can't do StreamYard. I can only directly go to YouTube here. I wonder if I should pop over to Facebook for a little bit. I wonder if I should pop over to Facebook. Somebody in the studio. Hold on. Hi, can I help? Hello?
No season to the bone. Your Jamaican seasoning, low sodium, no MSG, all natural herbs and spices, straight from the yard, all purpose, chicken, fish, jerk, available at broad meat food stores.
Oh, sorry. I'm ready. I'm just listening because I'm on the air. How are you? Good. I didn't know what was going on. I know they were telling me. I was like, what's going on here? You're good? How you feel?
Good. I'm trying to find my gun.
I'm on YouTube. But anyway, I was looking like, who is that? These were maintenance people. Yeah, it was maintenance people, y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was like, what's going on over there?
Uh,
I just look up. I didn't see him open the door, and I just looked up, and I'm like, oh, there's people in here. Okay, on the monitor. So we gotta do.
that's Sam's son.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's Robbie.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know who they were. I was wondering. You gonna be around? You gonna be downstairs? Are you gonna leave?
I'm gonna go do something for my mom real quick.
Okay.
I never know what I fucking say. Boy.
You got everything?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, if I don't see you, have a good weekend. Thank
I'll
you.
have something for you Monday.
Yeah, man. All right. I really. We got about 2 more commercials, guys.
M&J United Auto Sales. No credit, no problem. Easy financing, no social,
Oh,
no.
I can't play it because I'll get copyright. Jeez Louise. I be trying to make this thing go a little bit more straight. I'm trying to get it out of the. I'm trying to clean the thing. This is so bizarre, guys. It looks great, and then when I go live, it doesn't look good at all. And I don't know why. And then it doesn't look good. Better. Okay, was might be working with something. My lord. My word. Okay, that's us.
Smart, we couldn't do that. Foundation from birth.
Mikey.
Yeah, man, I love it culture. Say, we're representing for the vice of the Caribbean, Jamaica and far beyond.
24 hours of the best Caribbean music.
goodness.
You're listening to WZPP
The new 96.1.
FM.
Yo, it's Shaggy. It's Voice of Caribbean. 1021 Shaggy on your dial, Wicked and Wild.
Hey, hey. Fire Friday. Fire Friday. Hey, hey. Okay, it's not time for that. Hold on. I'll leave that for the DJs later. Y'all know I don't DJ like that, but hey, I feel the vibe. It's a beautiful day here in South Florida. Wagwan, wagwan. Suzette Speaks live on your radio, talking hot topics today. Happy Friday. I hope you guys have had an incredible week. I know sometimes the short weeks come by so quickly, go by so quickly, but yeah, I can't wait. Again, it's the weekend, and I'm really excited. I don't know what you have planned. I am trying to, oh, sorry for adjusting my mic there so loudly. But yeah, I want to be outside. I have a gala tomorrow. First of all, shout out to everybody graduating. It is graduation season. I had one baby cousin graduate yesterday from 3rd grade. Come on, somebody. Shout out to all my elementary schoolers who are leaving and going into the next grade. He got so many awards. I want to say big up to Reese. I was so proud of him. He's at Lauderhill, Paul Turner Elementary. He'll be switching schools, but he did so well. AB honor roll, outstanding attendance, outstanding math, outstanding English. Name was just being called left and right. Mommy was so proud. So for everyone who is graduating, or if you have a child in your life that's graduating, shout out to all of my graduates, whether they're elementary, middle, and high. Of course, college. I saw one. Who was it? Somebody who was also graduated or just graduated from law school. Shout out to all of my graduate students who are going to cross the stage. I have a friend who also is a PhD, and congratulations to now Dr. Hunter, if you're listening, who just finished out his PhD, and he'll be walking this week. And actually, right after the show, I will be running to my little cousin, like play niece, right? But she's my cousin, her 8th grade graduation. So I'm so excited. This is a great time to celebrate our young people. I actually don't think I will have time. I would get her a little bouquet of flowers or something, but maybe I'll bring her to her a little bit later. But if you're celebrating a graduate in your household, you know, shout out to you. I know it takes so much. Parents, you are the invisible superheroes in all of this. We celebrate the kids, but of course, the parents are such a vital part of their success. So thank you, mom and dads, grandmas, aunties, cousins, everybody who's contributing. You know, it takes a village. So we're grateful for the village that is shining brightly over the next 2 weeks as we celebrate my little baby cousin. Shout out to her also. She did win her 8th grade prom queen. Yes, you remember those days? Dressed up so nicely. I helped her with some other cousins, helped her get ready. She looks so beautiful. So remember to capture all the precious moments. Take lots of pictures. Of course, the young people grow up so quickly. So we want to make sure we make them feel good and give them the esteem that they deserve. Top news stories today. We've been talking about Elon Musk finally leaving. I do not have a clap track. That's just me clapping, if you can hear it. Elon Musk has served as a special government employee. There is a time limit for special government employees of 130 days. So we have officially crossed the 130-day mark in the Trump administration. So he has announced, I don't want to really say with fanfare, but he's announced that he is going to be leaving to focus on Tesla, his company, which has such big government contracts, SpaceX, Tesla. Again, we talk about corporate entities and corporate welfare. I don't know. We worried about what's going to be cut in the next United States budget. The budget has been passed by Congress, which is, the House of Representatives, one half of Congress, now is in the United States Senate, which is the 100-member body. 2 state senators, right? United States senators from each state. Each and every state of the 50 states has 2 in the United States Senate. So they are now considering this budget, which is the budget of the whole entire United States, right? Spending bill is what they call it, budget package. And there are a lot of cuts to Medicaid, right? So-called trying to protect from waste, fraud, and abuse. I know a lot of people who depend on Social Security, Medicaid, food stamps, right? Or the food programs, and all of these other programs that help working families, folks who are retired, who can no longer work, folks who are disabled. There are a lot of programs that impact us that it seems. Oh, I see you online. Shout out to Neville online. Say his son will be graduating. Yay, cuz I'm so grateful. Yeah, we're in a happy mood. I'm not gonna let all this tariff talk, the pardon talk, the Diddy trial. Y'all following the Diddy trial? You notice I've been strategically not trying to make it the focus of the show because it's just so. I saw a blogger yesterday, and I watch a lot of him, Tony Gaskins. I watch him. He's a social critic and a relationship commentator and coach. And he did a video yesterday. I watched it last night called, do you really have any real friends? And when I listened to the commentary, he focused on all of the witnesses so far in the Diddy trial and how many of them mentioned that they were friends of Cassie's, friends of Diddy's, and had seen abuse or abusive behavior allegedly take place. Many of the witnesses that we've seen over the course of the last week, again, I'm not following it very, very closely because a lot of it pains me. It hurts my heart to hear such domestic violence and assaults that have taken place against people's will, allegedly. And how many people in the circle was Tony Gaskins' point? How many people in their circle knew about it, saw something, and for whatever reason, some of them say they didn't say anything because of the money. Some of them say they didn't say anything because they were afraid for their life. And some of them say they also had been assaulted, etc. But it is eye-opening to see how many people can be close to a situation and even call Cassie friend, and yet and still did nothing over the course of over a decade to ring the alarm, to sound the alarm, to call the police, to ring the bell, however you want to ring, ding, ding, whatever way they could have to protect her or to stop what they believe, now that the testimony is coming out, that they believe that, she was being abused. Now, again, I've not gone through each and every day of the trial. Some people are watching everything and the claims that Diddy, had during the emotional testimony of all these witnesses, the mother, Cassie's mother, Cassie herself. She just had a baby, mind you. I was like, wow, look how close to the end of the trial. So the trial was to the end of her semester in carrying her child. Just had a child in the middle of the trial of her accused, former boyfriend. And it's just a lot of information that it is so heavy to think that one man, allegedly could have done so much, and nobody said nothing. Nobody intervened at all, except now when she started getting with the now husband. I think it was the trainer. Her now husband is a trainer that Diddy had hired for her, which is another interesting factoid. But not to get too deep, because I was like, my spirit can't take all of the salaciousness. Some of the things are just too dark. I'm going to want to stay in the light. I want to stay positive. I want to open my mind to things that are positive and uplifting. So if you're following the Diddy trial and you want to give me a comment, if you care and you are watching it and you want to comment on it, you can call me 850-446-0562. 850-446-0562. Yes, it is very disturbing and disheartening and scary and all the words. I see you online. Everybody watching on my YouTube. Everybody watching on the apps. Shout out to you. Everybody listening. Big up Fort Lauderdale 92.7 FM. What y'all doing this weekend? Hollywood 96.1 FM. I had such a good Memorial weekend, baby. I enjoyed our fantastic celebrity soccer match produced and presented by City of Lauderhill and the Voice of the Caribbean radio family. I was out there sweating. Big up Mike and Mike. I was out there sweating, serving food in the VIP. I ain't too proud to help out my station. Listen, I had the people them with the rice and peas, and the VIP had them good food too. And I was also helping feed the players after the matches and running around. Shout out to Shotty Red. Shout out to Sheikah. Miss Chin, we did go down for a little bit, but she had a little bump in the road, came back strong towards the end. Listen, it takes a village, and we hope that the community enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. It was a great, fun event. We're going to bring it back as well. But for the weekend, I was going to give you a rundown of events that you can also attend today, actually. Why am I seeing I see everything attached so nicely, and now the rundown is like, where is it? But today was, and I actually might still be going on, was a business symposium by Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz at the Broward County Convention Center. I also see people registering people to vote at First Sunday's Jazz Fest on Fort Lauderdale's riverfront. So if you were looking for activities where you can still get involved, of course, I have an upcoming speaking engagement. I'll be speaking or hosting. I'm so excited for the city of Miramar. Shout out to Vice Mayor Yvette Colburn. I will be her MC and mistress of ceremonies. People don't like to use mistress, but I say mistress of ceremonies. I'm fine with it. For her Juneteenth celebration, City of Miramar's Juneteenth Family Day. That's going to be a movie, as DJ Khaled would say. And I'm really excited to have the opportunity to help elevate the holiday, first and foremost, Juneteenth. And of course, we have some very special guests coming through Miramar. So if you haven't seen, check out my page. Check out Voice of the Caribbean page for what's going on around town. I was looking for the mental health. There was some mental health. We're finishing out Mental Health Month. Saturday, of course, tomorrow I will be at a gala, actually, for, I think, as press, for the Broward Democrats. They have sold out an annual fundraising gala, and I was looking forward to interviewing her. I don't think I'll get a chance to. Her schedule's been packed. I reached out to her office to see if I could interview none other than Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. She'll be in town. My fingers are still crossed. Listen, I'm trying to, speak it into existence. Maybe she'll stop for the interview regardless, but her office says she is now swamped. Miami, look out for her. She'll be all over the community. I think she comes in town tonight. Jasmine Crockett, you remember her? She's the one that says, bad built, I can't say the rest. Bleach blonde, bad built, to Marjorie Taylor Greene. And she said much more than that. I don't want to just limit her to that. But she's a highly sought after speaker on the Democratic side, because it seems like she has been the most vocal for what's happening, against what's happening in the Trump administration, and not afraid to speak her mind. She comes from a very pro-Democratic district, so she doesn't have to worry about re-election as such. So many other people are worried about staying in office and not speaking truth to power, but she's not afraid to, and she will be the keynote speaker at this gala tomorrow at the Hard Rock. So I am excited to be among the other press that will be in attendance tomorrow. So I'll be hanging out there, learning and covering what she's going to be saying and the mood of folks here in South Florida, right? It's a big deal. It's sold out. I don't think there are any tickets left. And I also will be at a couple other events coming up this weekend. You can check out my page. You can check out Voice of the Caribbean page for what's going on. I literally had an email prepped with announcements. And when I want to come share it with you, all of a sudden it's like, okay, I know there's a business conference today. I know there's a voter registration and some other events that are coming up. June 7th, I will be also a part of the In Herself She Believes mentoring programs teen conference. In Herself She Believes will be putting on a teen girl mentorship program and one-day business conference for teens on June 7th. And I'm grateful to be a part of that. That's next week, Saturday. And She Believes Mentorship at Gmail. But if you can look up In Herself She Believes, they have this program at many of the schools across Broward County, trying to move it into Dade County. And if it's not yet active, this mentoring program for teen girls at your school, you can always reach out to them. Shout out to Miss Tierra Van and Miss Chanel Thayer, the co-founders, who have been putting in the work, not just talk, putting in work in terms of community building, especially starting with our young people. So I'm grateful. They were on last week. We have clips of it on our social media. Shout out to them. They did an amazing job. Great interview last week, Friday. And I'm just smiling ear to ear thinking about how much of a positive impact they have decided to have. Again, they have their own family. Chanel's a mom. She don't have to be doing any of it. And to hear some wonderful people. I'm going to bring in some more guests like that because I want to highlight for the community that there are still positive things going on. In spite of what you see online, in spite of all the tariff talk and the taco talk. Taco, for those who weren't in class and didn't listen in yesterday, stands for Trump always chickens out. Trump always chickens out. That's what the Wall Street traders apparently are calling his trade policy. They're calling it now the taco policy. I've seen some memes with Trump holding tacos and with a taco jacket on. I don't agree with it. Listen, he's always the person calling people names, right? So when they say it's good for the goose, they say it's good for the gander. That's the old school saying. Y'all may not know about that, but he's the taco man, not the macho man. I want to be a taco man. I don't think you really want to be a taco man, but it seems like, again, the court battle has heated up. We started today's conversation just telling you that Wednesday, we saw a 3-judge panel in the United States Trade Court saying Trump has no legal authority to move around tariffs and to set tariffs the way he has been. And he and his defense counsel has been arguing they're using an emergency law from the 1970s that says in the case of an emergency, any president has been given by law through Congress the right to set tariffs, but they're saying, is this really an emergency? So now it has been appealed by their side, meaning they want it to be heard by the next highest court, the next highest judge, the judge and the next highest court now said, wait a minute, you don't have to stop the tariff. You can continue the tariff, but it's going to be appealed again. So the court battle has heated up. Will there be a tariff at the end? Will Trump have the legal authority to set tariffs? I do think it will go to the Supreme Court. And we'll have to see. We'll see if they take the case. That's the thing with the Supreme Court. They have to take the case. And they have the choice to take it and hear it or to let the highest court, wherever it ended up before them, their ruling to stand. So they have a choice either to listen to it and take it to their deliberations, or they can say, we won't take this case. Let the higher court, the lower court, the highest lower court, the last court's ruling stand. That's what I say. The last court's ruling prior to getting to all the way up to the Supreme Court, their ruling may stand. So we'll see. That's heating up. What y'all doing this weekend? I'll be covering the Broward County Roosevelt Obama dinner, the annual Roosevelt Obama dinner at the Hard Rock. Looking forward to hearing from Jasmine Crockett. Like I say, people are busy in the streets because people are saying, what are these people doing? What is everyone doing? There are people that are protesting still every Saturday at the Teslas. I know the Tesla in Miami, the Tesla in Fort Lauderdale. There are people showing up with their signs, peacefully protesting every Saturday. That is still happening. So it's up to you to check out online what's going on, whether you want to hang out and party or whether you want to actually, find anything fun to do or something maybe more political where you're making your voice heard in a political way. We can still do that, right? And find events near you that you want to participate in. So there, you can always Google what's going on around town. There's a lot of activities. It's the summertime. Shout out to all the educators. Listen, it's a countdown as well. Y'all are almost out of school. My principals, my vice principals, my teachers of all sorts, all the way up through the top of the academy. My college professors and my grad school professors. Everybody, the teachers need a break. And shout out to them for an exceptional school year. Many of them will tell you it's not easy, especially when it comes to the earlier grades. Middle school, shout out to all my middle school educators and teachers all around. Support staff, I know y'all are counting down. It's almost done, you guys. I think they have one more week, depending on where you are, Broward or Miami or Palm Beach. But shout out to you guys for making it to the finish line. Almost there. But you have a lot that you can, celebrate, I'm sure, looking back at the school year. But we have had the kickoff to the summer. We also know that hurricane season begins on June 1st, this Sunday. So you may want to look around. A lot of times in Florida, we have the tax exempt holiday on hurricane goods right at the beginning of the hurricane season. But can you believe it? And it's supposed to be kind of wet this weekend. Miami is supposed to rain. I hope it doesn't rain on my way to this, Kayla, because I got my little dress ready and all that. But it's supposed to watch your weather reports. This weekend might be a little bit wet. As you get out there, be safe and make sure you take time, to check before you head out as to what you'll need. It's been a very heated weekend, or week, I should say. The heat indexes, I should say, over the last few days have been very high. We've been landing in Miami 90s consistently, 95 one day. I think I saw 97 one day. So make sure you stay on top of your weather, because we don't want anybody to, even when we were out there doing the soccer tournament, the celebrity soccer tournament on Monday night, boy, we was sweating, baby. The water was like the most in-demand commodity. We was trying to stay hydrated while serving the community. So shout out to Mikey Mike again and the whole Voice of the Caribbean family. I want you to, be safe. I want you guys to know that there are people still very active in trying to support the community and trying to do things to enhance the lives of our young people, of our seniors, fighting for, Medicaid and other parts of our, what we're given, parts of our social fabric, right? We always tell people that don't think America's a game. There's no real safety net. Well, these were some of the smaller parts of the safety net. Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare. So you can still call your congressperson, your United States senator, send those emails. If you are not happy with what's going on with the budget that is being considered in Washington, D.C., and the budget priorities, I've seen the videos of Congress people from other states being, ran out of town. Their constituents are so upset that they voted for a bill, and half of them say they don't even know what was inside the bill. See, that's the problem. But you should know who represents you on all levels, from the state house, your state legislators, to your national legislatures, your federal ones, all the way up in D.C. But I'm almost out of time, y'all. I'm headed to my cousin's 8th grade graduation. Yay for her. I appreciate you guys tuning in as always. I'm here for you. If you want to be a part of the Suzette Speaks show, you can reach us at the station, 850-446-0562. I'm always looking for interesting guests to highlight. And of course, we have a lot more music lined up. It's a Fire Friday. I'm here every Thursday and Friday from 1 to 2 p.m. Thank you for rocking with me. I'll see you guys next. I'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Miami, you're listening to WZBA 96.1 LP FM Hollywood.